Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. Back from holiday means back in Cinema 4D and means a new tutorial. Okay, a follower sent me a picture. He wants to make something science looking and he sent me a picture. This was one of many pictures he sent me. This was this, and today we make such a DNA strand and make some particles and everything here. But I think our result will look better than this one. And yeah, I had a look in Google pictures and I saw some nice pictures. And here, the DNA strand here, I like this that they are not closed in the middle here. And I want to make something like this. And then let's see, there are so many different things here. And of course we make something with the little particles, but we don't need any third-party plugin. We do this with Cloner and something else. And yeah, here we have some nice, and here we see they are not closed here in between. And let's see, let's make some fantasy thing. I like this one, but this one is, I don't know if, this one I don't do today, but I will try this maybe later on, but I think this is needs long to render, so. But we will see. It's totally doable with the cloner too and everything. So cloner, depth of field, and that's it. But I like this that this DNA strand is here destroyed and something else. Okay, yeah, let's start. So let's make something. Okay. And I start with the DNA strand, of course. Yeah, one thing for the people who wrote me and donated, I am the tutorials are in progress. You want to see? We make one of the next tutorials is an modern iron, and so something. Wait, I want to show you what I mean. Let's give here modern iron. Something like this here, so that we get this shape here, this nice one. And then we make something I made on my, I've shown on my Facebook site, that we do a building just from a texture and something else. This all is in progress, but I'm a little busy, but not so busy as I was before, but at least at the moment. But okay, we will make today this DNA strand, and the next one will be this iron, and then we will make this building and. Okay, and as I said, at the moment I have a little more time, so could be that we make some tutorials in a week. Okay, let's start with the DNA thing. Okay, sorry. I start with plane, and let's see here, plane 400 is okay. Here I want 25. This is 1/2 of it. Let's see here 1, and here, well, let's make 50. Here 8, and here 2. 2 is one more. Yes. Okay. I make this editable, C on your keyboard. Then I want with I select this middle edge here, MS for bevel, and I bevel it like this. Let's say 2 centimeters should be okay. So what I do now, I do something. I go in live selection and I select this one and the same on the other side. Okay. And now I make edge to spline. So I have it here in my toolbar, but you will find it somewhere on the mesh commands, edge to spline. It's every time the same. So everything you find here, except the plugins, you will find somewhere here. So, and if you don't find anything, just hit Shift C on your keyboard, and you get this command here. And let's see. Let's say I want to search for edge to spline. Just type in edge to spline, and here we have it. And just double click it, and you have it. So everything you don't find, just use the commander, and you will find it. So edge to spline, and I have here my spline, my DNA strand. This is exactly what I want. The next thing is I put this spline in a meta ball. So go to here. The spline is selected, so highlight it, and I hit Alt on my keyboard, hold it, and click on meta ball, and I get Zeppelin. Okay, this is nice so far. I want it here, not oopsie. Let's say 2x2 should be fine here. And here on the spline I need a meta ball tag. So right click on the spline and meta ball tag. Here I go to about, let's see, 4, 5, 3. Here we can change this every time we want. And from sphere I go to line here, and we get something like this. And you see we are not close, but maybe I want to be the space between a little bigger. So deactivate my meta ball, go to my spline point mode, so, and I select my the points here. So now I activate the meta ball and T for scale, and we have still selected the points of the spline, and now I scale them out to see. Okay, this is what I like. And now I make I want to store my selection here with the points, so I make set selection. This is here, set selection. You find it here in the mesh. Oh no, not mesh, select, set selection here. Okay, I name this space, so I know what this is. Okay, and now I want to invert this selection with UI, and here on this vertices I want some kind of spheres on the side later for the meta ball. I show you. You will see later what I mean. So, but I want to store this selection too. But if I would hit now set selection, I would overwrite this selection tag because it is selected. You see it, this blue rectangle, and I don't want to overwrite it. I want to make a new one. So I click somewhere out, then I again select my spline, and now you see it's deselected. Now I can make again set selection and have a second selection tag. And this I name cloner. And I want to clone something on these points, on these vertices. Okay, so far so good. At the moment it looks a little boring, but I think it will be better later on. For these points here, I want, let's take an platonic. We don't need as many segments for like with sphere or something else. And let's see, say 2 should be okay. And I've selected and clone it. Go to Mockup Cloner, Alt on your keyboard and Cloner. You see we clone it here, but I want the cloner set to object, and here in the object I drag in my selection tag for the cloner. Now we should see that it does not work at the, as I like, because don't count. I go to vertex, and now I have on each point I selected before, I have my platonic object. And if I now drag this whole cloner under the metaball, so under this plane, and here I get this wafty. Of course I need the same metaball tag like here, so I can copy it to this. Control on your keyboard and drag it down. And now we have something like this. We have a thicker part on every vertex here. And this is what I like. Next thing, I want to twist it. Let's twist again. For this we need a twist deformer, of course. First I click on the metaball because I want a little bigger. I could make it under the spline too, but I wanted a little bigger as the spline is. So I go to the metaball, go to my deformers, and hold my shift key on the keyboard. So the metaball selected, shift key on the keyboard, and click on twist. So it becomes child here. This is what I want. So we have it exactly in the metaball. And now, if we would twist this now, I see the twist deformer is in the wrong direction, and twisted my metaball, what I don't like. First, what I need is I have to bring the twist deformer in the right position. So R for rotation, and I rotate it 90 degrees here. Hold your shift key so you have increments. Okay, and then again, select the twist and fit to parent. And now I drag the twist deformer under the plane spline here. And if I rotate it now, I rotate the spline and not the metaball, and you see it works fantastic. So I want 720, but here that looks a little weird. This is because we have two less points on our spline. So let's go to our spline, and you see in the linear intermediate points we have none. Let's go to uniform, and we get a very nice round DNA strand here. We can hide this. We can hide our spline, and we see we have a really nice DNA strand. Let's render this, and I want this should look organic, so I like this uneven things here, this displaced look here. If you don't like it, if you want it smooth, you could go up with the in a metaball with the go down with the subdivision, so one by one maybe, and then it gets smoother. But or the next thing you can do, put the metaball in a null object, Alt G. Name this DNA. I want big A, so, and with the null object selected, hold your shift key and take the smooth deformer, the smoothing deformer. This is a very interesting look, of course. Oopsies, yeah. But for me it's too smooth, but now you can always play with the smoothing deformer with the strength, of course. Let's go to the back here until you like it. So something like that, or even that. But as I said, I don't want to do the smooth deformer. I don't delete it, but I deactivate it for the moment. I want more imperfections here. So what I do now is I click on my DNA here and take an displace deformer. Shift click on displacer, and I have my displace deformer here. Let's hide the wire here, so NA to hide the wire, and go to my displacer, shading, and then some noise. Bops. Okay, this is a little too much. Now we can go here to the intensity center to 1, or even 2. And I have here some problems. So what I want to make is go into the meta ball, and here accurate normals. That makes it smoother, you see. And exponential follow if you can try. Yeah, why not? So now I have a little more imperfections here. But it is everything for me now too thin. So let's try to make something for this. We can try to go to the hull value and say here 80 maybe. Makes it a little thicker. But I don't want it like this. Oops. No, come on. So that's it. Go to the cloner here and let's say here to 80. This makes just but this was okay. They are okay, the point things. Let's see if we can change something here. But that doesn't change anything because it looks just about this tag here. So okay, let's make it as another trick. I copy this displacer, control drag it down. But now I don't want here a noise in the shading. What I want is just color. And you see it's this thicker. We have just a white color here. And now I can play here with the height. And you see I can make it thicker or thinner, thicker here, and or we can go to minus. Get something like this. This is a nice trick to make something thicker and thinner, so just one here. I think this is what I like. That looks good for me. It's nice organic looking. Let's see, maybe now the smoothing Deformer and just 50, 30. Yeah, that does not look bad. And now I go to the thicker one, 1.5. Yes, okay, this is what I like. Good, so let's save this. Save it. Yeah, this is for the next tutorial. We make just from this picture, we make a 3D thing then. So desktop DNA. This is the reference picture. Okay, DNA. Okay. Next thing, we want to clone some particles on our meta ball here. Okay, let's do this. I take here a sphere, but with very low resolution. So I go to my sphere. For me, I have icosahedron for default. Let's. Normally it's standard, but my default is icosahedron, and I take just 8. And if you have checked render perfect, it will render every time a sphere. Doesn't matter how many segments you have here. So when I render it now, you will see we have a perfect sphere. So that's okay. This is what we want, but that's so big. Let's see, 1 NA here. So now we clone it. Select the sphere, go to MoGraph, Alt click on cloner. Then we have now. We want it on surface on an object. But be careful. I'll show you why. Because I deselect the cloner. I wouldn't have to do deactivate, but I'll show you why. And now I go to object. And now I drag my meta ball in. I want to clone on my object. And now here I think that the default setting here is vertex. And now it would clone a sphere on every vertex of this meta ball. And sometimes this could be so many that your PC your machine don't have to be a PC, Mac too, that it frees or it needs a long time to calculate. So if you have to delete to deactivate, then set it to surface. But in my case, it's the default setting on surface. So here is quite safe, the whole thing. So, and you see, I have here on surface something, and now I make render instances, and here I take 10 and so 1, 2, 3, 10,000, and I have a nice. We can take here a lot because with the render instances we can do it. So, but I have just the same sizes everywhere, and I don't like this. I want different sizes, and of course we need for this a random effector. Select the cloner, MoGraph effector random, boing. And you see this we can use later, but now I don't want to randomize the position. I just want to randomize the scale. So let's closer, scale, absolute scale, and let's say minus 0.2. Oh, that's less, minus 0.8. So some small ones, some big ones, and I don't really need the big ones. Oh. If you just want to make the cloner smaller, so you go to absolute scale, so it just makes them smaller and not in the other direction. And I think this is what I want. Okay, go back to my cloner and make even 15,000, 20,000. Okay, that's okay. And now I want to spread out some particles here in the middle. For this I copied the random deformer, control, drag it down, and now I don't want to scale it. So first I have to go to the cloner, effectors, and drag the second random deformer inside. And here I want the position, but not everywhere, just in the middle. So we need a fall off. Go to the fall off and say spherical fall off. And you see, okay, this is almost what we like. Make it here smaller, 50-50. And this looks quite nice. Let's see how this looks. It needs a little to calculate. Okay. That's not bad. But maybe the spheres are too big, a little too big. So I go to my spheres here and let's say put a 0.5 here. And render this. Let's see. Okay, I think it's better maybe now a little bigger again, so 0.7 should be okay now. Okay, I light it by 0.7. Look at it. Why not have a look? Yeah, okay, that's it. Good so far. Save it. Looks nice. I like it. And now let's texture this guy. First, I want to have it. No, that's okay. I want to fit the screen here. Something like that. Let's go down with the second random deformer, E for the move tool, and move it a little to the. Yeah, you could of course animate this. This would looks nice too. So okay, I make a camera here so that I don't lose my position. Okay, right click on it and give it a protection tag. Okay. Now I need color. And I think I will do this in a light or bright red in the middle and then almost black on the sides or something else. Let's see. Make a new material. I go to my luminance channel. Put it on my meta ball. And make a gradient. Oops. Okay. When you put it on the meta ball, it makes a spherical projection, but I don't want it. I want a cubic projection. And right click on the tag and fit to object. Yeah, why not? But I see we have here some shading problems. And let's change this laid down. I want it bright in the middle and Control on your keyboard, and you can copy so that it is not. Drag a black one here. Okay. We are coming closer. Okay. And I want some turbulence here. And let's see what we get here. We have here some issues. So I don't take the cubic mapping, I try it with a flat mapping. Yeah, and this fixes it. This fixes everything. This is exactly what I want. But I want here, and this is okay so far, and here I want red. And here I go to multiply. Now I have a bright red in the middle and goes to almost black or to black. Let's make here a so it's not totally black. So okay. And I want reflectance. Ooh. This I like on R18, you see everything in the viewport, this looks nice. But of course we need here the reflectance channel. Dielectric, and let's say something organic, like vegetable. Okay. But now we have nothing to reflect in our scene. And we need something. Of course, I use my Nikomedias Scene Rig for this to have something to reflect in it. I take my scene rig inside. I don't need a floor or something else. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. And I want a background that's dark red. Okay, and here a not so dark red, something like this, and let's see what we get. But I don't see background here. And now we have the background too. With background on, background off. Yeah, okay. But it is a little too... Yeah, that needs to calculate, but I can disable the cloner for this. So, you see we have a really nice thing here. But we are not ready, of course. We are not ready. Okay. Let's make it darker here. Background brightness, go down here. Yeah. And some other... What I want now, I don't want it so shiny, or yes, okay, shiny is okay, but maybe let's put some bump on it. Go to the bump noise, and let's see what we have here. Here in Naki looks sure nice. Yeah, that looks good. This is a nice one. Too big. Yeah, this looks... I like it. This looks really nice. And this glow here, this is nice too. Okay. Maybe let's go in the luminance channel and get a little. Yeah, better. And here maybe more space too. Yes, this looks nice now. This gradient looks great. Okay, save it. And next step, let's see. Maybe I find it better HDRI for the reflection. To light, we don't need something to light because we have this luminance channel here and reflection. So we don't need GI for this, and this is nice because we should have quite a short render time. So what one I want to do here? What I wanted to do now? Speak too much. Oh, maybe I remember later. This is okay so far. I wanted another HDRI. So Shift F8. Yeah. Shift F8 is content browser. And let's see here. Indoor is okay for me, and I have something like nature. Yeah, Nature Lab. This has nice lights on the ceiling. Let's see how this looks then. Make it smaller that we see the difference. So where is the nature? Let's try this one. Yeah, this looks much better. Look at this. This is great. I take it. Whoa. This looks very, very nice. So now we have to play with our cloner. Here's, let's say, cloner particles. And activate them. Okay, and here I want somehow we lose here our, let's go back a little bit. Okay, I have my protection deck here, but I can say goodbye to it for the moment and make it like this. Let's make a different camera. First I make here a very, because this is a very close, more or less macro. Let's go to, let's say, 250 or something else. Go back here. Okay. Now we can go with the random deformer here up a little bit. And exactly where with the random deformer, where we are in the, I want this gradient. So I don't know if we can drag all three. I don't think so. No. No, so I'll go with this one. Somewhere here. Here. It's too far. Maybe. Let's see what we get. Okay, now we have our clones here. We were maybe there are too many. Let's go back to 10,000 for the moment. And now we want different colors, of course, on our clones. We do this with the variation shader. In R18 we have the variation shader. If you have an earlier version, you can try it with the MoGraph blah blah blah, MoGraph color shader, but I use the variation shader. We have it and I use it. MoGraph, no, effects, variation. So go inside and you see we have this, so put it on the cloner and we render this. Now we should have colorful clones. Yeah, we have it. We have colorful clones, but I don't want these colors, of course. So let's go and make other colors. I want a gradient from, let's say, dark red again to a bright red to an almost, not almost, okay, almost white. Okay, but you see here changes nothing. We have to do something. So let's go gradient blend 100%. Whoops. Okay. Then the gradient mode is replace and the random color no. Now we have our colors. And this should render. You see? Okay. Here I want some reflectance too. Okay. But I wonder a little bit because we don't see it here some. Let's deactivate and activate again maybe. I like this texture, it looks so great. Why does it shows it without it's here, so make them a little bigger maybe, the spheres. Show it. And go back to 1 maybe. Okay. And go to the first, or to the second random here. And make the X a little more, so 150. It's too much, 120. Okay. Oops. This animation would be nice too, to animate. Usen. But it's not so bad. Okay. The follow if I want follow 100%. Okay. That looks nice. It's getting better and better and better. Maybe here 70. Okay. But I want them. They want the sphere smaller. 0.7. But we are still not ready, so we need depth of field and everything. Make some more clones again. Okay. This is quite nice, but I still wonder why I don't have here as many clones in the render. I think it's because of the displacer here. The displacer goes over the clones, I think. Let's see if we disable this one. Yeah, that's the reason. But it shouldn't be. Okay, but now I can go down to. It's a little playing, of course, but I did not really test it with this before, so Okay, and the displacer here we have, let's make a height of just 1 and activate it. Yeah, that's okay for me. Nice. Good so far. The next one, what I save this for the moment. The next one, what we could do is, here we have some DNA things where we see in the background another DNA, and this is then with depth of field or something else. Do we have this somewhere else better? We have a lot of DNA here. Well, we can make some in the background, one DNA strand, but for this we need just, let's first make a depth of field with this, I want just some particles flying around, something like this. And for this there is a little plugin, it's not a plugin, it's a library file. These are the microfloaties. You will find the link in the description. And the microfloaties does this. I'm going to show you. Go to the. And so here we have somewhere the microfloaties. This is a C4D file. And just drag it. So first I make a little space here. Drag it in your project here. You see here we have the floaty rig here. And we see here something. So let's play with the floaty rig. The user data is on this one where the expressor tag is. So we have here the user data. Floating area. So floater size. So count. I want 20 by. Oopsie. Yeah, now you see something here. 20, 20, 20. Okay, area I do 2000 and the size 15. This is just something to what flies around. So, but I just need. Let's see what I want. First, we try to render this. And I want depth of field, of course. So the camera, I drag back the protection tag, and I want depth of field, of course. So first, I use a focus. Normally I use a focus object, but here I don't need it. Normally I make a null object as focus and place it where I want it. But I can use this arrow here. Click on the arrow, and now I go to the point I want to focus. Let's say this one. And now I have here the focus, the correct one. And in the physically, as smaller the f-stop number is, as more depth of field you get. So I start with 1. And the most important thing is, go to the render settings. And in the render settings, in the physical render, depth of field on. Otherwise you would see nothing from depth of field. And let's see if it works. Okay. I don't want this distance haze light in the floaty rig, so I deactivate it. Let's see what we get now. We definitely have depth of field, but for me it's not really enough depth of field, and the microfloaters are too big here, so I go to the floaty rig and say the floaty size to 5. And the area I make the area smaller. so I have more floaties in the area. Yeah. And I don't want this, I just want these hair things, I don't want the other floaties. And for this, I go to the, now for the floaties you can do nothing, you have just this floaty rig, micro floaties and distance haze light. I go to the layers, so where are the layer? I have the layer here in this layout, and here you have a micro floaty components. Show it in the editor and unlock it. So now I can disable these floaties here. I don't want the floaties, I just want the hair. Oh, come on. I can go through like this, so. And now I should see just the hair, yeah. Okay. There may be too many. Let's go here to 15, and it is set. Should be 10 enough. Uh, 15 here too. And more depth of field. Go to the camera, f-stop 0.5. Okay, nice. Now I have a nice depth of field here on the sides too. This is what I like. Okay, yeah. And now let's try to make some imperfections in the camera lens. So in the physical, we can go to trying a chromatic operation to 100%. Let's see if it does something. That gives us this rainbow thing effect here. Yeah. You could play with the lens distortion and everything too. Let's see what it does. Normally I don't use it, but okay, this I don't need. But this is the way I almost learned everything in Cinema 4D. I just tried it. What does this? What does this? Vignetting I do in the post. This is okay. Okay. And what we can do now, we can make a strand in the background here and in the depth of field to have one strand in autofocus, but not with the particles and everything. So let's save this. Here you see the nice floaties. Okay, what I need is first in the DNA strand, I don't need the whole particles I said, and this is just the strand here. And I don't need displace or smoothing or everything because it will be totally out of focus. So what we need is just a metapole object with the cloner. First I have to make the cloner editable. So I use my edit optimize script. Link in the description. Okay, yep. But now I lost my metapole tag here, you see. And if I would it render like this, or maybe it will come, you see, we have to, wow, this looks nice. Is this a great texture, huh? Wow. But not for now. I take this metaball tag and put it on the cloner. So, but here we had, this is okay, this is okay. Let's go out of the camera for a moment. Oops, one mistake. I have to go back until I have my cloner. I have to copy the whole metaball ball object. I don't want to make my original one editable, so I just go back until I have my cloner. So here, and I make a copy of this metaball. Control drag it out. So this is the original one, and this is the one I want behind. I want to make it edible. Want to make one object out of it because I want to scale it later on, and if I would scale this metaball object, I think it wouldn't scale correctly. Let's see if it does. T for scale. You see it goes out here. So this is not okay. So now I make this cloner editable again. Okay, give it a metaball tag. Okay, so, and now go to the metaball and say current state to object. Let's see if it works. Right click on the metaball, you have current state to object too. So now we have here just one object, and this is what I want. Okay, let's bring back our original one and the metaball one, this E for move, and I move it far back and down so I see it in my camera. Whoops. T for scale, let's scale it up a little bit. Maybe back. Oops, not back. Here, back, and down, and right, and here, and here, and here, and here I make a second material. This is for the background DNA, and here I think we don't need a here well, let's see how it looks. I want to say we don't need this gradient normally, but why not? Let's bring this gradient but here somewhere, like to here, and put it on the background DNA. Oops, no, better is if you drag it exactly over this tag, so it gets the same projection and everything. So, and now let's see. I render this without the cloner for the moment. Yeah, that's nice. It's almost too far behind, so it's I bring it in the front a little bit so I have not so much depth of field. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay, bring back the cloner. Save it. Bring back the cloner and render it. Nice. Really nice. But maybe less from the cloner. This 7,000. Maybe that's enough. Yeah, I think that's better because we see more of the DNA strand. I like this. Looks great. Okay. Maybe we come a little closer with this whole thing. So, make a new distance with our camera, not the Reaper camera from the floaty. Okay, we could hide the floaty things here again, so we don't see it. The Reaper cam we don't need here, but so. And back to here and our camera and the new focus distance. Okay, now I see it was 2300 before, now it's 2000. And let's see. Great, really great. But in the background, I don't want this. So let's see if we can go down here a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Bring this more in the middle here. So, ta-da! Yes. And this should render quite fast normally. I tried now with a middle render with a so let's go to here, middle. I don't need GI for this. Go to the physical, tap the field, and I render it in the picture view now. Let's see how fast this renders. Okay, it has to calculate the metaball and the cloner, but you see it renders really fast, and this is without team render now. But it's grainy, of course, so let's go to my high settings. You will get the project file, of course, so you have the render settings too. And I render it without team render now. Okay, as I said, it has to calculate, but then and it renders really fast, you see. This nice chromatic aberration, I love it. It looks great. Maybe we can take even more depth of field, a little more depth of field. So go to my camera, physical, let's say 3, and now I try it with team render. I just have one just one machine added to this for the team render. I thought it renders longer, but I'm preparing. Let's see. It needs longer with team render. Okay, if it's when it's calculated, it renders of course faster with the team render. Yeah. Yes, now it's nice. I have here a lot of depth of field, here a lot of depth of field. Yeah, and you can just imagine what this is. This is nice. Nice chromatic aberration. Everything is great here. And I even try now to bring out some grain here. Maybe that works, but for this I make a break in between. You see, okay, this was a render with for 43 seconds. This is nothing. But when I go higher now, I think it needs longer, so I will break it. But I go here in the high settings, I blur in the subdivisions, I go up to 4. And the shading threshold, 2. This should be okay. Okay, make a small break. Okay, makes not much difference, but we can do this grain, we can get rid of in the post work, I think, but it's okay because the depth of field would look like this, and I love this. It's great. The texture is great. Okay, so let's bring this to Photoshop. Why not? Photoshop. Oopsie, I forgot. I changed my monitor resolution. Yeah, I know it, but preferences, general, ding dong, interface, 100%. Okay, bye bye, and start it again. Good. So. Copy this, so copy, go to Photoshop, new file, from clipboard, this is okay, 16-bit, okay, and Control V, and we have it. So I make a smart object out of it, or you can right click and convert to smart object, Control Shift A for the camera raw filter. And here 100% and the clarity. Oops. No, we don't really need the clarity here. Yeah, we can make the clarity just for the DNA strand. Okay. Okay, but now I select this smart filter, this mask here, and invert it with Control I. And now with a white pen, with a white brush, I just go over the things I want to affect with the clarity. So I go just here. With the white brush. I'm on 50%. I go to 100%. So. See, we get some details. No, this is okay. Don't want it everywhere, but I want it here. Okay. Next thing. I make a smart object out again. And now I take the I think I can make this more glow, but maybe later. Nik collection, color effects Pro. Contrast only, yeah, this we could take, but not so much. Little, yes, but not so much. Add another filter. Detail extractor. I think we don't need it here. No, we don't need it here. Darken, lighten, center. Yeah, why not? Add another one. Cross processing could be nice here. Yeah. That looks great. We have here more things so we can go through. But this glow in the middle looks nice. I take this here. Or is it too much? I take it, but not so strong. So, okay, add another filter. It's the Pro contrast. Dynamic contrast. We could play with the photo stylizer and pastel and everything. We have a color stylizer. Look at this. Colorize. This everything is great here. Cross balance. So nice things. This is too much. But maybe a little skylight filter. And this brings a little glow back. But I think it's enough glow. Okay. Whoops. Now I want so I make another thing. I do this with every time with the smart object, because when I double click it now, I can go back to this smart object and can change this and work from here and so on. So I can go back every step. So, and now I want again the camera raw filter. It's Control Shift A. I want the FX. I want a vignette, and with the dehaze we can try to bring this a little up. So can bring this up and more contrast, so we get a nice glow in the middle. So I think this is okay. And now we are already done. What we could do, but you see the grain, we don't see the grain anymore almost. So go to 100% here. What we could do now is, if we don't like this, so make a smart object, camera Shift A, camera Shift A, Control Shift A, and go to here, details and noise reduction. You see the blur now? Can do this and bring it down. But you lose, of course, here in the middle you lose details, but we can bring this down. Okay, and now again with Control I, bring it back, and just with a white brush we brush just over this what we want to be blurred. So I can go to here and go here over. See how nice this works. Works great. So maybe here a little bit. Okay. This is our picture, I think. We almost lose our DNA, but if you want to see more of this DNA strand in the background, just bring it closer to the original one, and then you have not so much out of focus. But for me, it's okay here. Yeah, I would say we are done. This is great. Okay, yeah, I like it like this. So I hope you liked it too, and I hope you learned something new, or reminded you of something old. And yeah, hope to see you in the next tutorial. And as I said, I have now a little more time, so it could be that I make more. I for sure make more tutorials, but I don't know when. Tomorrow it's a little difficult because tomorrow I am playing cards. So I think the next tutorial will be on Saturday latest, and then on Sunday I make one. But for the tutorials I make for the next tutorials, I have to prepare a little bit. I have to try something, because this modern iron thing, it looks easier than it is, and so I have to test a little bit. And for this building thing, I have to prepare some maps and something else. But it will come, everything. So yeah, this is it for today. So, yeah, as I said, hopefully I'll see you in the next video, in the next tutorial. Every link you need is in the description. There you will find as well a link to the Nikomedias Scene Rig if you want to buy it. You will find a donation link if you want to support me, the link to the Patreon site. You will find a link to my Facebook, to my homepage, to my shoe size. No, shoe size not. But everything, almost everything you have to know. Okay, so see you soon, and I wish you a really, really, really nice day. Okay, so I say, as I ever say, tschüss und baba.